Alongside Janusz Michallik talking transfers. Janusz, the window's just shut, but it's never too early to talk about potential speculation regarding the next lot of transfers when the window reopens. I want to start with Youri Tielemans at Leicester, linked again with Liverpool as he was in the summer. What have you made of that link? And is he a player that Liverpool could do with?
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's a number of clubs that have been or will be linked with him. Manchester United is one of them. Barcelona, of course, wanted him. I'm not sure about their financial situation as well. I think he's been tremendous ever since he came over to Leicester City. As we know, Leicester City from time to time will sell their best players. And I think Youri Tielemans recognizes the fact that he has sold himself, if you will, in the Premier League as one of those players that can make a difference, as one of those players that is a very much two-way player, a very robust in terms of his movement, capable of seeing a final pass. And I think if you look at Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, this is the sort of player that I think maybe would fill the void of, Gini Wijnaldum leaving, I suppose, in the same ilk or maybe even more attacking minded as well. So if this were to happen, I don't think I'd be surprised because his profile fits Liverpool Football Club.
Okay, let's move on to a player. You spoke there about making an impact. Timo Werner had a chance to make an impact at Chelsea, and he never really took it. Now with Lukaku there, he's been linked with a move to Bayern Munich. Would it be in his best interests to move to the Bundesliga? He's played there before, and he hasn't really worked out for him at Chelsea in the Premier League.
Well, I mean, he had a chance to go to Bayern Munich, I think, before he went to Chelsea. He had a chance to go to Liverpool Football Club. That's where he, I think, really wanted to go. That didn't happen as well. I've seen reports where, maybe Timo Werner could be cover for Robert Lewandowski. I see more of a supplement. And he certainly is not a number 9, not like Lewandowski. Not the way Bayern Munich play. They possess the ball a lot, right? They have to break teams down, which Timo Werner has been struggling because Chelsea very often do that as well. 50 million, I think, if you Bayern Munich, and if you look into find cover for Robert Lewandowski, it is not Timo Werner. It would be Erling Haaland, more of a profile of a player like that. So I don't see that happen. I see that Timo may want to move, or they may want to move him, but I don't know if Bayern Munich would move for him.
Okay, let's head up from London to Manchester, and I want to talk about Pep Guardiola not able to sign a striker during the summer, or electing not to sign a striker, whatever the truth is there, linked heavily with Harry Kane. The one that's been linked with now is Oyarzabal from Sociedad. For me, I mean, we cover La Liga. He's a forward. I wouldn't say he's an out-and-out number 9, albeit he started the season pretty well as far as goals are concerned. But for me, there seems to be a lot of kind of his type of player already at City.
I think Pep loves those type of players, right? So I mean, we always assume that obviously he's looking for number 9 as well, but maybe that's not the first option. You can look at number 9s, and you can still look at very good players like Oyarzabal, right, in a wide position. Now we don't know what's happening with Sterling, right? I mean, he plays in a wide area, but as of late, maybe not the first choice. I mean, they certainly have those players, but if you look at Oyarzabal, he can play false 9. We've seen that with Spain, of course, on numerous occasions. He can play on the left. He's left-footed player. He can play on the right as well, and he's a very talented and still very young player. So it doesn't surprise me that Pep Guardiola would look at him and say, this is the player that can help us. Of course, they have Grealish in that area as well. So that's what makes it kind of interesting. And that's why I'm probably not going to give this too much importance in terms of a rumor.
Okay, we're back down to London again, maybe avoiding some of the speed cameras at the speed we've just traveled back there. And we're talking about Antonio Rudiger. Not long left on his contract now. Does he stay or does he go?
If I were him, I'd stay. I mean, it's going to have to be on his terms. I think that's what we're talking about here. I mean, people are talking that he hasn't signed his contract. He may be looking elsewhere. Obviously, Real Madrid, I think, is a real link, and we will see eventually Real Madrid back to their heyday, or back to the Galacticos as well. But I think if I were Rudiger and Chelsea, would give me whatever I want, why would you leave? It's a great club. It's the best league. Let's not kid ourselves, right? I mean, at this moment, Premier League, Chelsea, and everybody else in that league are going to be winning probably the biggest trophies, because we know Real Madrid and Barcelona, for that matter, are not at their best. I don't see anybody else trying to get him. So I would, if I were Rudiger, I would absolutely stay, but on his own terms. And I think he's going to get what he wants.
Final one to discuss, and I thought we might see more swap deals. I know Spurs were involved in a swap deal with Sevilla, with Lamela and Bryan Gil going. But over the summer with the pandemic, I thought we might see more swap deals that didn't actually take place. But one that has been mentioned is Granit Xaka leaving Arsenal, going to Juventus, with Weston McKennie going the other way. If that was to happen, who'd get the better of that deal?
I think it would be pretty even, to be quite honest. Granit Xaka, as much as I've enjoyed his play in the European Championships, because, for a while there, for me, he was a forgotten man. I didn't think he was going to get any better. There's certainly criticism of Granit Xaka, but I think that goes together with the way Arsenal have been playing as of late. Nobody's playing well. They're not getting results, and I think everybody suffers. And he has as well. So European Championships were excellent for him, and for Switzerland, for that matter. I think, the slower tempo would benefit him at Juventus. I mean, he does have an eye for a pass if he chooses to play forward. He does have a good strike on that left foot as well. So obviously, Jose Mourinho wanted him at Roma, right? Just before the season, there was a lot of talk about Granit Xhaka going to Serie A. So that would make sense. In terms of Weston McKennie, yes, I mean, you need somebody there with sort of the box-to-box mentality, right? That's what Weston McKennie does have. So if you look at Thomas Partey, and you add somebody like Weston McKennie, it's a little bit of different profile to that of Granit Xhaka. They're not like for like, because Granit Xhaka sits a little bit more where I think Weston McKennie, as we all know, wants to go forward in that regard. So it's a young team at Arsenal. I think Weston McKennie at this moment needs to kind of settle himself down just a little bit with everything that has happened at Juventus and for the United States national team. He is certainly talented. He's not a player that is going to change Arsenal, but I think he's a player that can help with his mobility.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.